this property of font to make it bold, the font weight instead of the font style. So let me say here inside the p tag, only say font weight. Let's start with 100 actually. Let's see what does 100 does. So yeah, it doesn't differentiate much, and let's give the highest again, and let's see. You can see it there. It made more thicker. So font size, font weight makes it more thicker. Like this is the bolder version of it. So let's just go there and say lighter. So let's see how does it appear. The lighter, I guess, is it made it more thinner. And what else we got? Bold. We know about bold, so I'm not gonna show it again. Bold is something which makes it bold, and bolder is, I told you, it's just like the 900 which I have given. So bolder. Oops, did I make a spelling mistake? BOLDR. Bolder. That's right. Font weight bolder. Oops. Maybe this particular version I'm supporting. Let's see if I give without the quotes. Let's see what happens. Yeah, without the quotes it's working perfectly fine. So this is how I can manipulate the weight of that particular selector content. So that's how I change the selector's content using the font weight. So I can even do that with font style too. So but I'm not gonna do it again using font style, but instead let me do it to be italic. So we have discussed about this italic and bolder when we are discussing about the text formatting tags. When in the I tag will make the content, make the element to be italic, and the B tag will make the content element bolder or bold. So then I told that we can do this using CSS too. So it's always a good practice to make these things work via CSS rather than using HTML. So that's what I suggest, like whenever you want to use bold. But if it's a small word, let's say if I wanted to make only this distracted to be bold, yeah, then definitely go ahead and use your bold or strong whatsoever the tag you got. But if you want that to be applied to your entire paragraph, then yeah, I suggest like go ahead with do with CSS. Okay, so let's use italic here and let's see what it does using italic. Oh, now can you hear me? Chinmay, you here? Hello? Maybe I have to. You can hear. Your internet connection is faster than that of India, so you'll definitely be hearing it. But I guess maybe Chinmay has a problem. So I'll just continue. Go ahead, and however there'll be a video available for Chinmay maybe. Let's see. So yeah, you're getting it right, Arun. It's like the font weight is used to make it thicker, the font to be thicker. The font style is generally used to make it italic, bold, or oblique. Oblique and italic are the same, except the oblique is supported by very few browsers. It's italic is more oblique. I say oblique is just oblique. So that's the only difference it got, italic and oblique. But eventually both of them has the same property, like they make the font more bending. So font style, I said italic. We just go ahead and see. Yeah, this is italic, and let's just go ahead and give oblique. What does it do, oblique? So oblique. Now eventually is the same. They're the same, except except I told like the support and the supportiveness, like few browsers support oblique and few browsers does not support oblique. I don't know why they put it in the first place, but it that's how it works actually. Yeah. So the next thing we have here is variant, font variant. So now, as of now, the font variant is normal because I did not give any font variant. Now let me just go ahead and say font variant to be small caps. So here, small caps, what does it do? What it does is like it makes everything capitalized, everything whatever there, but it does not change the font size, so it's like small caps. Whatever distracted you see here, the caps are, I mean, it makes it capitalized, but the font size won't change. It remains the same. Let's see. Oops. Maybe the quotes. No, I got habituated with these quotes. So you can see here, it made everything capitalized, but the font size it's not that much changed. Maybe the font family we are using, it's making a difference. But unless if you use the general default font, it doesn't make any much difference. It makes everything to be at the same level, like the capitalized. Okay, so font variant, small caps. So we will be using font variant. So here the important aspects of the font family. If I want to use a different set of typography in my web page, yeah, I'll go with font family. And font weight, yeah, sometimes I do use font weight. But the next important thing here is font size. Okay, so let's go ahead and see exactly. But the format look is small. That's why it's called small caps. Yeah. So what else we got? Font size. So let's just do this experiment on H1 instead of P. So we've been doing so many things on P. So let's just go ahead and do something to the H1 tag too. So the default size is maybe, I think it's 12 pixel, which is readable. I don't know exactly what pixel size this is, but let's say font size. I'm sorry, it's not style. Font size. Let me say 24 pixels. So pixels is pixel is the smallest distance between 2 points on the screen is a pixel. So that's what a pixel. Let's say 24 pixels. Yeah. Okay. Then the default maybe. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. The H1 tag, you can see the difference. Let me just remove this font size. Now you can see here it's way bigger. Now I don't want that big my H1 tag to be. So what I do is I generally give a font size to be, I gave it as to be 24 pixels and I refreshed it. Now this is smaller than it was before. So 24 pixels is the size now. I can even give percentages to, like say if I say 100 percentage. So now tell me what does it do if I give 100 percentage. Chinmay, you here? Can you hear me? Arun, now tell me what does it do if I say 100%? Do you have any idea? Or I'll give some options like, so it displays as big as a page. So Chinmay, you got any idea what does the font size 100% does? I'm not on the LAN actually, but I won't let this happen again. I just came in late today, and so I couldn't hook the LAN thing to this. So that's how the problem is. But yeah, I'll make sure this won't be any problem anymore. So yeah, Arun, your answer is absolutely fantastic. Fine. So let's see how does it work. Nope. 100% is not that one. So what did it do? So 100% is nothing but the default font size of the browser. If you can spot it, this is the default size. So it says 100% of my default size. So that's how it works. Now let me say 50%. So 50%, if I say, and this is the 50% of the default size of the browser. Okay, so I can even give percentages to the font size, whatever I want to. So let's say 150 percentage. So this is like 1.5 times the default size of the browser. Yeah. So this is how I can even give in EMs. So it is usually suggested that if you give it in EMs and percentages, then it can adapt to the screen sizes. Like say for instance here, if I keep on moving, okay, like decreasing the size, say mobile friendly or whatever, you can see the font sizes. They remain intact. Like they stay as it is, whatever the size it can be. But let me go ahead and say 24 pixels here. So like previously, when I come here, it's the same thing. But yeah, this doesn't look that like if I give in percentages, then it adjusts to its size, the screen size. But when I give 24 pixel, it remains the standard 24 pixels wherever it appears. So it does not adjust to the screen size. So that's why it is always recommended to give the font sizes in percentages or in EM so that it gets adapted to the screen size. So remember this thing, I mean, keep this thing in mind. Yeah, no, it's not like not the header area. It's a font size, default font size of the browser. So the default font size of the header H1 is way big, not just 24 pixels. If you can see it here, I'll show you. Uh, so see, this is the default size of the header tag font size, but the browser has a default font size. The browser has its own default font size, like whatever you write in there. Previously you were not giving any font sizes, it just generally displays the content over there using its default settings, like default properties. Now I say font size here and I give like say 48 pixels, let's say. Now 48 pixel, so it makes way large. So instead of 48 pixels, let me give 500 percentage. So this is like 5 times greater than the default browser size, not like the header size. Now you see, even if I gave it to be 500%, it does not even come to the levels of the header tag. So you got it right. So the percentage is always relative to the browser's default font size, whereas the pixels is a pixel. It's a general measurement, standard measurement pixel. So I can give EMs. You just go ahead and do experiments with the EMs, CM, and PT, inches, and you can use various combinations. But always, what I really do is like I use only font family, like the typography. If I want to use a different type of typography all over my website, I'll go with font family, and I'll use font sizes, not the default ones. And I don't use weights and styles and variants because they're of no use to me. So whenever they are, I feel like I gotta use them. I'll definitely go ahead and use these properties. And for the shorthand, yeah, style, variant, weight, size, and family is the same thing which we have given now individually, but we can just club them together and give it as a single property, single font property. Oh, I just made a mistake here. It's font. So that is about the font property, and then we have text. So if you guys got any questions, I can just stop here and answer your queries, or else I'll go ahead with the text. And text is a quite bigger one. Any questions here? Go ahead. Fantastic. Well, so let me just open. I'll write it here actually. This is okay for me. So the next property is the text property. Yeah, Chinmay, you got any question? So text property. So until now we have seen the rules applied to the fonts, like the content, actual content. Now so it's all about the font, is all about the thickness of the font, uh, the size, the height of the font, and what kind of font do I use. So that's all about about the font property. But there is this text property is all about the layout of the text. Okay, you told me which family to use, but where should I put this text? Do you want it to be center aligned? Do you want it to be left aligned? Do you want it to be justified? So now tell me, and that can be told using the text property. So font property is used generally with the sizes, with the weights, with the type of fonts we use, whereas text property is all about the layouts, like where should I place this, what should be the space between the words, what should be the space between two lines, what should that's all controlled using the text property. So that is about text property. I'll just write here, we can control the layout. I don't say control, we can style, I say. We can style the layout of the content of the selector using text property. So the layout includes text alignment, text indentation, then word spacing, I call word spacing, and then line height, and I can even vertically align these guys, vertical align. So I can even give letter spacing too, like word spacing is between two different words, whereas letter spacing is between two different letters. So I can control the whole layout of this particular text using this guy, the text property. So text alignment, text indentation, word spacing, and what else we got? Line height, vertical align, letter spacing, and then yeah, there's one more guy, is text decoration. So these are the properties we can achieve using the text property, and I've told the names of the properties too, like just like the font. And there is no shorthand property for text. You gotta write individually every time. Just like background and font, there is no shorthand property or shorthand syntax of this particular text property. So let's just go ahead and see the syntax of this. So as usual, everything is applied on a selector. Without selector there is nothing. So selector, so text align, so we have text align, it can be left, center, right, or justify. We have seen this using tags too, like the tags have attributes. When we gave align equal to the left, center, right, and justify. Okay, so the next one is text indent. So text indent is just a number, like how much you want, 1 pixel indentation you want, 2 pixel indentation you want, or whatever you want, or you can give in percentages too, or give percentages. Then what we got, text indentation done. Again the word spacing, oops, word spacing is again the same thing. You can remember how many pixel spacing you want between words. Then we got here word spacing. Then the line height. The line height again is the same, the number, pixels or percentage. So these are like general text things, like how I say more like font and text are for typography, like how good you want to show the content on your web page. So that's where these guys are used, the font and text. These guys are like brothers. So when applied combinedly, you have a very good view of your particular content on your web page. Like how much space do you have to use after line, or how much space do you have to use between words. So that's how these guys can control it actually. So line height, and again vertical align. So vertical align is again, you can say number. So when I say number, what it does is like, okay, if you want 1 pixel above this particular line, the vertical alignment. So I can give number, I can give percentage, and I can give baseline. Baseline is nothing but a default thing, like, if you don't give anything, it considers it to be baseline. And coming to the line heights also, it's like the default space it takes, word spacing default, text indent 0, text alignment is always left. So these guys are just like default guys. And baseline, we are seeing the subscript and superscript while we are dealing with the text formatting tags. So we can do that using vertical align. So it's all about vertical alignment. Where do you want? You want to be a subscript? Do you want to be as a superscript? So, and do you want to be? Do you want it to be in the middle? So these are the various vertical alignment properties, values I can give to the text property. And we got letter spacing. Again, letter spacing is again number, just number, and default it considers to be normal. Normal is nothing but what are the browser specifications it got. So letter spacing, then this one is important. Text decoration, usually it is none, or you can strike through. We have seen the strike tag, actually, you guys know it, right? Oops, it's a line through actually, or you can give overline to, or you can give underline to. So these are all the properties of the text tag. Yeah, so I'll be sharing the notes of this particular class with you guys. So if you guys can do one thing, like, take this as an assignment, like applying various kinds of text properties, and see how does it work for you. If you guys got any question, then I can answer it in tomorrow's class. Is that okay, guys? So I'll be sharing the class file which has everything regarding these properties, so you can just see them and experiment with these guys.